Hello, this is a Citroen Saxo. So is that, actually, if you think about it. That doesn't matter. This car is on the dyno, as you can see. There's a reason why. No, I am not officially inducting this car into the dyno Hall of Fame, if you like, the Wall of Fame, which will return, and there are now sections on the website, ihaveansm.com, because I do, which have all the dyno results of all the videos I've done, plus dynos I've done in the past. So there's all sorts of stuff going on there, and it's growing. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. No, I'm not inducting this car into that because this car is not in the best of health. So I've decided to stick it on the dyno and screw the arse off it. No, what I actually want to do is, well, I'm curious. That's what it is. I'm curious. I'll explain why. Now, if you watched this channel before, firstly, thank you. Secondly, you might remember this car from a video a little while ago where we were driving it, we went up north, to the north, miles away, beyond like Basingstoke. We went up there, we took this, we took my BX as well, my 16 valve, we drove to Walton Park. We went to the Autos de France, or something it was called. And on the way there, this thing had a duck fit. It basically kicked out a load of clag out the back. Huge amounts of smoke, plumes of it. I was following the car at the time, and I thought I'm going to be starting to hear bits of piston and crankshaft, crankcase hit my windscreen in the BX, and I'm already driving down the road thinking, am I going to be able to get a green tint BX windscreen? Because in a minute something's going to come through it. But it didn't. We pulled over to the side of the road. This thing was still running. Gushing white smoke everywhere, but still running. This happened in at the bottom of the M6 toll. We had to carry on to Cheshire, and we did make it. This car carried on. So you think, well, what is wrong with it? And in doing that video, a couple of the comments suggested, well, the air filter could be blocked, and I hadn't actually considered that, which is kind of annoying because I'm a professional mechanic. And the reason I hadn't considered it is because I had actually cleaned the air filter not long ago, but of course it's possible that although I tried to clean it, it might still actually be blocked. I have no way of testing the flow. Or do I? So what we have is a Saxo. It's a Saxo VTR. This originally had a 1.6 litre 8 valve in it with about 90 horsepower, but because my wife has made a number of poor choices in her life, it now has a 1.6 16 valve engine in it, because she got with me. So what this has is, don't laugh at my little filter, yeah, it's a 1.6 16 valve version of this engine. Now, what I've discovered with this year car is, well, I haven't discovered it at all. That's bollocks. But I have this theory. My theory is that this is the crankcase ventilation intake vacuum breather thing, right? It has that and it has that. But that one's after the throttle body. This one is before. So this section here is under vacuum. And of course, if you open this butterfly, this will be under more vacuum. And what happens, I believe, is because this car, I think, has an air filter. I know this looks very tiny, but it was designed to go inside like a housing, fake carbon fibre one, which is at the moment gone because it was full of oil. I think what might have actually been happening is this filter is, because it's so small, if it's not perfectly clean, it ends up restricting the engine. So if this is slightly blocked, if this is slightly suffocating the engine, the vacuum in here is going to start pulling more oil vapour out of here. It's supposed to pull a vacuum on the engine. It's supposed to pull the fumes out the rocker cover and recycle them. And it's also supposed to put the crankcase under vacuum because that helps prevent oil leaks and things, you know. If you don't have a vacuum on it, you can get excess crankcase pressure, and that's how you blow crankshaft seals and things like that. We don't want that. And I think what's happening is this is under excess vacuum because this is restricting it, because it's blocked. So what's been happening, the reason we had the meltdown on the way to Chester, or Cheshire, or wherever the hell that track is because this car only ever gets used for short journeys. Or it did only ever get used for short journeys. It's been off the road now for a couple of months. And I think what was happening is it wasn't getting a journey long enough for this oil in here to become a massive problem, nor was it having its, you know, the throttle was not being floored because my wife was just driving it around town in rush hour. But I reckon what's happening is this is running for a short time in the morning and in the evening and switching off. not long after, which means it will pull some of this through because there's a restriction, but not enough to cause a big problem. But when you switch the engine off, the oil vapour that had been sucked into this pipe drains back downhill and fills the filter. And of course, because it's an element filter, it's paper element, it soaks it, so capillary action, it works its way up around the filter. And I think that's block solid. I mean, it doesn't look dirty. It looks the right colour. It looks the colour it did when it was new, but I think that's dirty. And of course, when we drove it up to north, this, I think, you know, it started to ingest what was in here as well, and it got a gob full of it. And that's when it had a load of smoke. Now, we were actually quite lucky because at one point the engine seized on the side of the road. We couldn't turn it. We switched it off and went to switch it back on, and it wouldn't turn over. It locked. It almost hydro-locked. And I think that might have been to do with excess oil in the combustion chamber. And also, we're going to be lucky if it hasn't killed the cat. Probably hasn't done the cat much good. And that's one of the reasons I'm actually running it on the dyno today, is to try and blow the crap out of it. So my theory is that if I do a dyno run with this setup, and I'm going to unplug this, because I don't want to pull more oil in there, I'll block that up. If I do a setup like this with that blocked up, all I'm going to do is be suffocating the engine slightly. I've got the throttle wide open. The worst case, it might overfuel slightly. And then what I'm going to do is hook this back up and take the filter off and do it again. And see if a blocked air filter really can restrict the engine that much. If there's no difference at all between this on or off, then I think, oh, well, maybe this isn't blocked. Maybe I'm looking at a different problem. But if there is a big difference, then I know that's blocked, and I know I need to get another one. So this is a sensible test, really. This is fault finding. Yeah, that's it. I'll tell myself that. Right, the pipe here is bunged up. So let's do a run. I'm going to do a run. I'll leave it with the bonnet open just in case there's anything going on under there. Like I say, these numbers are not competitive. These are not going in the book. The ones that go in the book, this car will do an official dyno run soon. It was on the previous board up there, but I realised the other day that was actually quite out of date, and I've been selling the car short. This thing actually does normally produce more than 130, and I was selling it a little bit short. But we'll do that properly when it's happy again, because the other issue it's got is there's so much oil in that intake manifold, it causes it to play merry hell. Basically, it coughs and farts, and yeah, it just needs a good clean out. I think the inlet's going to have to come out long term and be cleaned out, but we'll see how we get on. So yeah, let's run it like this and get ourselves a baseline before we take the filter off. It did feel a little, well actually, let's just switch it off, 2 secs. Yeah, it felt a little restricted. It didn't sound quite as vocal as it normally does. And the power graph on the computer, the numbers looked alright, but... Oh, well that's completely... Right, okay. Yeah, so I don't really think there's anything wrong with that air filter, because... it's just on 131.9 with a perfect 16 valve graph. Comes in, comes on cam, poof, off it goes. Didn't even hit the limiter on it, and it was still pulling at 7. Bloody hell, that's actually really good. That's 7,500. I think the limiter maybe just clipped in there. So, right, okay. £115 yeah, their book's about 107, and the engine's supposed to be about 120, but the revs are about right. That's just right. Okay, so that's actually not good news, because you know there's me going, well, it's just done nearly 12 horsepower more than it's meant to. Well, A, that's not a surprise, because it's a Saxo or a 106, and as any people who watch this channel will know, they do that. That just happens. Just TU engines are just seemingly underquoted from new. But that's a dicky little air filter. It is, if I run my hand under it, I mean, it's literally full of oil. I mean, it's not a crankcase issue, because look, it didn't spray any oil out. And that's not blocked, because I had it out the other day. So I'll take the filter off, and I mean, who knows? Maybe it's got 150. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? This is a standard engine. There's no right to be this good. But yeah, it's bummed me a little bit, because I was hoping that that would be a cut and dry, like, you know, it's down to 100 or something and it can't breathe, and it's like, right, okay, so let's get rid of the filter, and then it comes back up to what it's supposed to be and we will have a good time. But that can't be that block, that filter, because I mean, it's good, because I mean, you can't buy those filters on their own, so it's actually a good thing. But I probably just need to wash it again. Don't know why it's filling up with oil. That's really annoying. I'm gonna fit a catch tank to it. All right, let's do it without the filter. That's what you came here for. Right, let's have a look in here. Oh, it's absolutely soaked. It's full of oil. And in here. It is, it's just drawing. I think maybe it does just need a, it's just going to need a crankcase. You know, not a crankcase filter, yeah, a catch tank. I think that's what it needs. I just need to plumb a catch tank in between there and there. Let's separate the oil from the vapour. I'm just wondering, maybe I'll just have a little peek in here. Maybe throw a bit of carb, because the MAF it uses, the sort of type of MAF it uses is in there. And it's covered in bloody oil. Look at that. It's absolutely saturated. Clean it out. Get the oil out of it. Yeah, it's so bad in there. This is going to run like a dog when I start it now, because of all that's gone in. Could be a big backfire coming. She needs some air. Yeah, I know. There you go. I'll just run it like that, I think. I was going to leave the pipe on, but the pipe's got oil in as well, so we'll try it like this. That was quite a bit more intense. Hang on. That was noticeably louder, which I know that sounds stupid because I've taken the air filter off, yes, but those open cone filters don't really sound much different to having no pipe, you know, no pipe on the throttle body at all, but that really did. I mean, I don't know if it came out on the camera. I saw some numbers on the screen that were way higher, so let's have a look. Oh, wow, bloody hell. Jeez. Jeez Louise. 137.3. More at the wheel than it's supposed to make at the flywheel. Now, straight away, a lot of people will turn around, and this does happen. People say, well, maybe it's the dyno. But once again, I have to reiterate, all the other cars that go on it end up there or thereabouts where they're meant to be. And or you know, the C6 is supposed to be 205 or something, 202. It was 170. You know, the van is supposed to be something awful, 80. That was about 60. A lot of other cars that go on there are there or thereabouts. Honda Beat, that was supposed to be 63. It made 59. From memory, Austin Allegro was supposed to be 63. I can't remember actually, 61 or something. It was 58. Yeah, the only other car that really sort of went above and beyond what the book figures say was a Skoda Felicia, believe it or not. Everything else is kind of there or thereabouts, except TU engines. If it's a TU engine car, whether it's a Saxo, whether it's a 106, even my AX GT, which had done 250,000 miles, did overread. I mean, it wasn't massively so. It did, you know, it was only about 3 or 4, but you can't take rolling road dynos as fact. I keep waxing this. I've got a rolling road dyno, and I tell everybody you can't take that as fact because it's a best guess. Because the only way you can take it as fact is to take the engine out the front of that car and put it on an engine dyno, which no one's going to do. So basically, what that has now proven is that there is nearly 6 horsepower difference between having an air filter in it and not. Now, this car only ever produced at best, the best run it ever did was 132. So the fact that it's just done 132 there, I'm not surprised at all because it's done that before. But I am surprised it's done it with that manky old air filter. So what I've never done, of course, is went back in the past when the air filter was new, did I run it with and without an air filter, so I have nothing to compare it to. So basically what this has done is it's proved inconclusive, because I haven't actually proven whether that is hampering it or not. I've still got the original airbox somewhere. I don't know where that is. It does feel faster with the induction kit on it than the original airbox. It's noticeably more pokey with an open filter on it, and when it's got the cowling around it that goes here, it's just so much better. The whole car is just nicer. It sounds better. It goes better. It's got more character. No detriment to the way it runs at all. The only issue we have at the moment is this oil problem where it's picked up a load of oil, and I don't know what's going on now. Now I've just confused myself even more. So yeah. Right, well, yeah. I don't actually know what to do. I don't know what counts as what now. Is that good or bad? I don't know. I mean, it's good compared to book figures, as I say, but should it be nearer the figure that it got with no filter, or should it be? I don't know. Well, I think what I need to do is fit a catch tank to it, and then clean all this up. Clean this filter out, maybe bathe it in a vat of solvent overnight or something. Clean the air intake pipe, everything, clean it all out. Get rid of all the oil, fit a catch tank, and then run it again and see what happens. But yeah, that's inconclusive. It made nice noises, didn't it? Yeah, no, case still open, sorry. Myth not busted.